everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and today I'm going to be making a basic daisy mold. I just got this mold and I kind of wanted to see how it works. So I'm going to be taking some shea butter and I'm going to be melting it down. I'm also going to be painting a little bit in this mold. And so let's go ahead and melt down our shea butter and start. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you could get this color into this mold. I'm using Yellow Lemon by Stardust Mica, and again, it's in a little bit of shea butter. Just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and try to just pour it right into there. And the good news is, and I made a little bit more than I needed for just this one mold, but I only have one. So, and I want to just test the mold. If I were to drip outside of here, it's really no problem. All I have to do is wait for it to dry and I can just pick it right out. So I'm going to squirt it with a little bit of alcohol, and then I'm going to take some white shea butter and I'm going to melt that next, allowing that to cool down. That way it doesn't melt into it. So I'll melt the white shea butter and then we'll get going on that. Okay, I've melted my shea butter and I've added my sandalwood into that. It's already developing the skin, so 131. So as long as it's under 135, I feel fairly confident to pour. So I'm going to pour around, not directly on top of the yellow part of the daisy here. I'll just kind of let it fill up over it. Okay, give that a squirt. And then we're going to go ahead and let this set. While we're waiting for the sunflower, the big one, to set, I thought I would go ahead and make another daisy, just so that in case we have more room in the mold, because I haven't done this before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dropper, the same. Okay, and then we will save this for, I think we'll make 2 flowers. So we'll go ahead and save that off to the side. And we're going to wait for it to cool a little bit, and then we will go ahead and add the white. Okay, so this is now cooled down. We're going to spray it with alcohol, and then we're going to pour it very slowly. Okay, and if you feel you've gotten some outside the space, you can just rub it off like that. Okay, so we'll wait for these to set. I'm going to do one more of these off camera and we'll be back. Okay, so now they're ready to unmold. And we have a little bit of residue on there, but I can clean that up. All I have to do is fold it back. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a little piece right here. We'll just take off. And then I have 2 of them. Here's the other one. Okay, so now we have our little daisies here. So now we're going to have to see how they're going to fit into our oval mold here. So this is still a little bit pliable, so I would like push it in and kind of see how it's going to go. It might be okay with just the daisy, but I thought, well, why don't we just try to do a couple of other flowers in there. Okay, so these will fit. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and melt our clear melt and pour. This is crystal clear. We're not putting any scent or anything in this because we need this to stay clear. And then we will use it for the background, which will be teal green and some bio glitter. So we'll go ahead and melt this down first. Okay, so this is melted down. It's at about 157. So what I'm going to do here is I want to add just a little bit more depth to our rose. So, or daisies, I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Stardust Mica and I'm going to grab a paintbrush. I don't need it to be perfect. And I'm just going to maybe add a little bit here. just a little bit of a dry brush. And again, it's not a lot. Now you can also paint these with alcohol, but since we're going to be covering it in a clear, I just don't want it to disperse. I just kind of want it to show on here. Okay, these I think look just fine the way they are, so I'm going to leave them. This is the one, since it's so big, I just kind of wanted to take a little bit away from all the white. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take, this is Bronze Age, also by Stardust Mica, and I'm going to, just maybe in the cap, not a lot. Okay. Let's see what our temperature is at here. I have a little skin in there. So 140. Okay, so what I'm going to do very carefully is I'm going to squirt these with alcohol. Okay. And then once this gets to about 135, I'm actually going to pour it in the middle of this, not only to set the colors, but so that there's not a big air bubble when we put it into the oval mold. And you want to make sure you want this to be under 135 Fahrenheit. It's very important for a few reasons. You'll actually start to melt these, and we saw that in the Star Soap. So let's make sure that we're under 135. I understand there's a skin in there, but we can either stir the skin out. If it won't stir out, then you have a skewer or a chopstick or something, and you can go ahead and grab it. And we can actually reuse that little piece anyway for our absolute background. So we're going to let this cool down a little bit. Sometimes when you agitate it, it'll cool down a little bit more. Okay, this says it's 128, but I'm not believing it just yet. I think I didn't do it right. It feels warmer than that. Oh, no, it says 1. Okay, 128. So I'm going to go ahead and move this little skin out of the way. And because this is such a delicate embed, I'm going to make sure. Okay, so we've already sprayed this with alcohol. So what I'm going to do is very slowly, and this is why these funnel cups are so important. I'm going to pour it right in the middle. I'm going to just kind of let it cup in there. And this does a couple things. This actually seals your color in so it won't disperse. It may disperse in the soap that you're pouring, but that's okay. Okay, and it's already developing a skin. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to spray that with alcohol. We're going to pour a little bit of this into our oval mold. I don't want to move those just yet. Try not to get any pieces of skin in there. Actually, I think I'm going to go a little bit more. I'll move this over here. Try to put it back into the camera there. And once this has a little bit of a skin, I'm going to go ahead and place these on top of it. It shouldn't take too long. So we'll come right back. Okay, so now it has a real thin skin on it. I'm going to go ahead and I've already sprayed it with alcohol. I'm going to put it face down and try not to plop it in there. I want to hold it in place. Spraying with alcohol again. Okay, and this has quite a skin on it, so let me see if I can pour a little bit without. I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of a skin in there, but there's some nice parts in there. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just pour on top, because I'm going to have to reheat this anyway, but I kind of want to just cover what we have. Try to avoid getting any skin in there, so pour very carefully. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we are going to reheat this and then we'll finish this dyeing. Okay, so we have it remelted. Let's see, I think it's a little too hot right now. I think it was in its 150s. So right now it's at 140, so we're close, but we're not there yet. We're going to put a little bit of tail green into our little bath bomb holders. It'll be our little mixer. Don't need a lot because we're only making one. And we're going to take a pipette and we will get some alcohol in there. And then we will stir. Okay, so that's ready. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, it's at 130. So we'll squirt again. What I like to do is I want to make some hash marks here just because it helps it stick, but it's important you want to put the hash marks behind something that they can't see through. So let me grab a little knife. So I'm going to make the hash marks right through here. Okay, right over the actual flowers. People won't really see that. Okay, we will squirt with alcohol and then we will pour another layer. Okay, and you want to leave a little bit of room here because you're going to be doing a background to make this pop. Okay, so now we're going to wait for that to dry. Squirt it with alcohol. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead. We have a little bit here left. We're going to go ahead and mix in our tail green. Let's grab our skewer. I'm not going to put the bio glitter in yet because I'm not sure that this will be cooled down enough for us to add this. I just want it ready to go because we can always reheat this. We can reheat it for 10 seconds and wait. I'm just worried that the bio glitter might lose its shine if I keep heating it up. So I'm actually going to wait for this to cool and then we'll see where this is at and then we can add the bio glitter. And again, we're just going to add like just a little tiny spoonful there. Okay, so let's go ahead and wait for everything to cool down and we'll be right back. Okay, so now this is cool enough. This is at 106. Perfect. We can pour on top of that. So what I'm going to do, and this is at 103. So what I'm going to do, now that we have the okay to do it, I'm going to take just a little bit of bio glitter and I'm going to put it into here. A little bit goes a long way. And of course, as usual, guys, the links to everything I'm using is in the description in the bottom. Okay, so we're mixed. We're gonna have to pour fairly quickly. We're gonna do those little hash marks again, okay? We're gonna do it right where those flowers are so that you can't see through and see that. We're gonna squirt it with alcohol and we're going to pour. Oh, it just set up. Okay, so it was setting up a little too fast. I seriously just put this in for 5 seconds. It really wasn't that long. So the bio glitter is already in there. We're going to pour. Okay, great. Squirt it with alcohol. And now we're just going to wait for it to dry. We'll see you soon. Okay, everyone, this is now cool. So we'll go ahead and unmold it. All right, there you go. There's no air bubbles. The mica stayed, so it didn't blend out like I was a little worried it would do. The glitter stands out and it makes the little flowers stand out. Okay, I made this one a little earlier because I wondered how would it look for just one, but I actually kind of like it with a little bit more. But you know what, do what you want to do with it, but at least you know, remember not to pour until you're under 135. Okay, this is Anna from Koala Soap. Please subscribe. Visit our store. All the links to our products are down below. And I hope you have a great weekend.